We want to take you back now to the situation unfolding in British Columbia. A state of emergency has been declared in Kelowna due to a raging wildfire. The city of West Kelowna and the West Bank First Nation have also declared a local state of emergency. For more on this, we've reached the CBC's Brady Strachan. He's at an evacuation center in West Kelowna, BC. So Brady, thank you for joining us. Bring us up to speed here. What's the latest where you are?
Well, I'm, as you mentioned, at the evacuee reception center, and so people are getting numbers as they show up, and then they're doing a long wait here in order to see someone to try to get find out where they could get accommodations or food vouchers. Accommodations are a really tough thing, as the Okanagan is a tourist destination. There's not a lot of available hotels, and so people spent the night in the car last night after being forced from their homes. Also in the parking lot here, many people have been looking up at the hillside and seeing just the plumes of smoke coming up off it. We've had just horrible winds here. I think horrible is the right word, that have fanned these flames in a fire that started out as a smaller fire earlier this week, and then it has just exploded in size, covering a very vast area, forcing the evacuation of more than 2,000, more like 2,500 properties in West Kelowna, and we know that some structures have been lost. And it's more winds today. It's a little bit cooler, but the winds are shifting, and that really makes this a tough fire to fight for the fire crews that have been working so hard on the lines here. I spoke to some evacuees here about what it was like leaving. Some of them said they've been through this before and they were prepared.
We were prepared rather early in the day, just because we had the notice that we were on alert. So when it was time that we got that evacuation order, my father and I took him and myself immediately to a hotel and got settled there. So other than just the anxiety and rush of having this happen, we fared out fairly well. But I do know that there was people that were a little bit later down the line getting evacuated, and it might have been a lot more stressful for them as well.
And I've heard some of those stressful stories of people leaving and seeing trees just in flames as they drove by. Many people spent the night in their cars here in the parking lot, looking up at the flames, which are just so visible at night, and really not getting any sleep at all as they're worried about their homes just near those fires.
And Brady, of course, what we heard from fire officials last hour is that they do expect to have another very difficult night tonight. What else have you been hearing in terms of the latest of the fires, the status of those fires? Of course, you mentioned those winds as well.
Yeah, and the fire started here in West Kelowna, and as you mentioned off the top, it's now in Kelowna. And for anyone that's been to the Kelowna area, West Kelowna and Kelowna are separated by Okanagan Lake. It's quite a wide lake, and the fire actually jumped over the lake from burning embers that then touched down in several neighborhoods in Kelowna and the municipality of Lake Country nearby. There are evacuation orders there now, so we're dealing with this fire emergency on both sides of the lake, knowing that there's more wind coming and that, there's just fire all over the place that crews are having to deal with. So it's a very fluid situation.
Fluid and scary. Brady, thank you for this. We do appreciate it. The CBC's Brady Strachan for us there in West Kelowna, BC. Absolutely.